Hello future me and everyone else watching. This video is a little late. It's November the 1st. I was supposed to get this done before Halloween, but I just didn't. I gave myself too many things to do right before Halloween and ended up having to push this back. So I thought I would compile all the things that I've made into one video and talk about how I did them. I've footage for two of the things that I've made, so I'll throw in like a quick little how-to when I get to those. Hope the lighting is fine. I don't have proper lighting. And excuse my face, I thought I would try and do my makeup at the same time as talking through the things in this video for no reason whatsoever. I'm not going anywhere. The UK is about to go into its second lockdown. It's raining outside. Halloween was yesterday, but I'm going to try and recreate the eyeshadow that I did yesterday, but a bit better because I thought it could be improved on. So the reason why I haven't posted the earring videos that I said that I would be doing in the last video is because in the last 5 days I decided to start a project where I was going to make some paper mache pumpkins with a little piece of candy sweets inside them for trick-or-treaters, so I could leave them outside. Didn't have to worry about anyone coming to the door, didn't have to worry about people like rummaging in a sweetie dish left outside or something. I made 35 of these little things. I even used up my last 2 days of annual leave making them. Didn't expect to spend the entire 2 days working on these. All that I needed to do was paint them and fill them. Masterclass in how not to manage your time properly and take on too much in a tight deadline. So yeah, just paper mache on a balloon. I did start recording the video for this, but it was just a lot of me pulling a face. Whilst trying to blow up these balloons, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. I wanted to do that thing where you wrap the balloons in thread and it kind of gives them a certain shape before you paper mache them. I am not a balloon person. You know those kids when you were younger, or if you're young now, I don't know who's watching, who when balloons are being blown up they kind of get really tense and they run away in case someone pops a balloon. I am one of those people. And also because of the shingles that I had in my face that has caused a bit of movement issues in what my face does. I squint when I blow up balloons and I end up looking a bit like Popeye. So I didn't want to keep recording that. And then when I got into how I was going to make them, I just couldn't be bothered. I kept 2 to myself, so 33 of these little things ended up being treated away last night, which I'm quite amazed by. I don't live in a very built up area, but apparently there was 32 children who walked past the house on Halloween night in a tier 3 lockdown. I hope they all stayed safe. So next up, craft 2. I'm going to start doing some makeup, I think. So I'm only going to do my eye makeup. I have too much going on my skin, so I'm just going to do the eyes, and I think I'm going to put on some lipstick. Okay, so next craft, well actually the next 2 crafts, I made them as gifts for someone in a Facebook group I'm in. We were doing a Halloween swap. It's called the Weekly Pin-Up Challenge, and since I'm very crafty I decided to make my gifts for her. They were going to be earrings, and these were the ideas that I had in my gunge earring video, but when I was making them I was getting to the point of finishing and I realised I don't think she actually has ears pierced, so I turned them into hair accessories. So these clips will be me making them into hair accessories. I apologise if you can hear my laptop, the fan has come on. I'm mostly going to be using ColourPop palettes. I really love these 9-pan ones. I really like how they pick a colour and create a palette from it, because what I want to do today is mostly orange. I'm going to be using Sol, Baby Got Peach and Orange You Glad. I love a pun. And then I have some highlighter I'm gonna use. This is a sample that I got when I used to get Birch boxes. I think it's by a brand called Winky. And then I also used to get the surprise box from Medusa's makeup, so I'm gonna use that highlighter as well. Yeah, this is Luminous. Also gonna be using some NYX eyeshadow base. The mascara I'm going to use is Too Faced Better Than Sex, and then a NYX Epic Ink Eyeliner. Oh, and I'm also going to be using some Shape Tape just to do they call it a cut crease? I'm going to do a cut crease. Right then, let me start with my eyeshadow base. Okay, so the first craft, let me introduce it to you first actually. The first craft was a pair of witch's cauldron. They were going to be earrings, like I said, but I turned them into hair clips. So I started off with a drawing, and I realised that the drawing was a bit too big. So I took a picture of it on my phone, I used some tracing paper to transfer it at a smaller size, and then for some reason I transferred this onto some mount board. The plan was to use it as a guide to create the shape that I needed out of wool roving, but that didn't work out, so chucked that. So instead I took that cutout to draw on some felt so that I could use that to act as a base. The felt is thin enough that I was able to just needle felt directly onto it. I have a set of felting needles from a company called Sue's Country Creations, I believe. I found them on Etsy, and I bought this set from her a few years ago. It came colour coded. I painted the handle of the needle in the same colour but with nail polish, just so it was more permanent. But yeah, you basically make your way through the rainbow, and it came with a little card to let you know what the colours were for. I'm going to start off putting some colour up along my, is it brow? This is the brow bone, the bit beyond the crease. I'm going to use Darling from Baby Got Peach. Where was I? Yeah, so I stabbed the needles lots of times using the felt shape to make sure I knew where I was going. Started off with the purple, and then once I was happy with that, I moved on to adding the black. I'm not doing a good job of this probably. Let's keep going. We're doing well. Then I added the details onto the pot itself, so some shading and some line work to outline the brim of the cauldron. I think the next step that I did was add another colour to the purple to add a bit of dimension to the stirring smoke of the cauldron pot. Once that was done, I made sure to add the little legs of the cauldron that I had in my drawing onto the cauldron. Yeah, let's just say that then. Then I added the beads on next to the purple bit, and then I added a cute little skull and crossbones, just so you know that it's poison. In case you weren't aware, the smoke coming off this cauldron is toxic. Then I did some French knots in a matching purple embroidery thread. Then by this point, the bulk of the work was pretty much done. Next up, I'm going to put some You Peel Me from the Orange You Glad palette into that space between the edge of the last colour and the crease. More craft talk then. I added a piece of felt for some stability. I think I used regular PVA glue just to put that in. I didn't need anything fancy. I think you can use PVA as a felt stiffener. Then after that, I cut out another felt shape for the back, and I just whip stitched around, making sure to catch some of the felt. And as for eyeshadow, I'm just dabbing it on. Then that's pretty much it. I just sewed on the hair clips. Should I have zoomed you in? So I'm just going to blend that edge where I've put these colours. I'm making sure I'm going in all directions, like clockwise, counterclockwise, all the way along, up and down. It's not symmetrical. So yeah, the first method actually that I did, I kept for myself. So this is what mine looks like. I added on a brooch back. So yeah, pretty cute. I'm just going to add some more You Peel Me closer to the crease. Future me, how's it look? Not even, that's how it looks. So, next craft was originally going to be some earrings. The idea was to take a pom-pom, put it on like a chain, and have a cute pair of pumpkin earrings, hanging like little dangle earrings. But like I said before, I realised that I didn't know if my giftie had pierced ears, so I modified this design and made a cute little hair slide for her hair, a cute little pumpkin patch hair slide. So I started off with 3 pom-poms, one slightly bigger than the other 2, and I used a comb to brush the surface of the pom-poms so that it made them more fluffy. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to use a brush to do that thing where you cut a crease. I assume that this is how you do it. I've not watched many videos. Okay, let me concentrate. In my attempts to improve on how I did it yesterday, I've done it worse. Let's keep this eye closed until I think it's dry. Let's keep on talking about these pumpkins then. Once I had combed them, I trimmed up the pom-pom so it wasn't as raggedy and fluffy, and then I cut out some pumpkin face shapes using black felt, and I used the glue to glue those onto the pumpkins. And I kept placing them in a row on my hand so that I could see how they fit together, and I made sure to trim down where they met so that they would fit snugly together. I'm just going to sit here with my eyes closed for a little while, because apparently this is how well I can keep this eye open whilst this one is closed. Thank you, Ramsay Hunt syndrome. Next up on the craft, I cut out an oval piece of felt to act as the base for the pumpkins to sit on. I put some holes into that felt so that I could thread through the tails of the pom-poms, and to secure them I just tied a knot. Next up, I'm going to use Sunkissed from the Orangey Glad palette all over where I've just put the Shape Tape. Next was to create the leaves. So I just cut out a bunch of felt, decided the composition of how I wanted the leaves to go. Then I picked some beads out of my extensive stash. Once those beads had been put on the leaves, I attached them to that oval. Then I loosely cut out another piece of felt to act as a cover so that you can't see the stitches that I put in underneath the pumpkin patch. Once that had been whip stitched on, I then sewed the hair slide in place, and then it was done. So I'm just going to finish off what I'm doing before I show you it, and then back. This black lipstick feels a bit excessive, but it's on and I'm not going anywhere, so it doesn't really matter. Let me pull you back in. Okay, so on the very outer corner where I'd put that Shape Tape, I think I started off with Rise and Grind from the Orangey Glad palette, and then I decided to put Mimosa Mammy on top because the Rise and Grind just blended in with the Sunkissed too much and it wasn't enough of a contrast. Then I put Motel right at the very edge, but that might have been pointless because then I put eyeliner on, which almost ruined the whole thing. I'm sure anyone out there who wears eyeliner knows how that feels. What else did I do? I put on the highlighter that I showed you before. My hair looks a mess now. I haven't even touched it. Lipstick is Friday from ColourPop. Feels very nice going on. And then eyeliner using the NYX eyeliner pen, Epic Ink eyeliner, and that's it. Oh, and the final touch is my very own pumpkin patch hair slide. So when I made the gift, I only made one of these, but I loved it so much that I wanted to make my own. So this one's mine, and I'm just gonna put it in my hair, right up here. In case you couldn't tell, the inspiration for the eyeshadow, pumpkins, and also like the autumn leaves as they turn colour. I'm gonna leave you with a close-up of the eye makeup, perhaps, and hopefully editing Ashley you can put all this together. So I guess I will see you in the next video. Bye! Hey everyone, it's editing me. At this point I was going to be showing you some vanity shots of the eyeshadow look, but I've realised I only really took one clip and it all just looks like this. So instead I'm just going to pop a picture here of the person who I sent the pumpkin patch hair slide to. She's given me permission to put a picture in to show you how it looks, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Bye!